On a knee.
I mean,
Not fit on your knee.
I've got my old school Financielle.
Oh, I put that on the
okay.
t-shirt. I remember you
t-shirt.
gave me that.
Have you?
Remember when we met in Starbucks that time? Welcome to The Vault with Financielle. This is a safe space where we talk all things life and money and no topics are off limits.
Not
No,
at
they
all.
are not.
Hope you're ready for some good money chats today.
Always.
I'm prepared. I'm ready. I feel like we're going to help some people. We're
Definitely.
going to laugh with some people.
We've got some people needing some help.
Bring
so
on the
Don't you
people.
worry. So first up, I'm going to start with TikTok, of course.
Excellent. I'm hoping I've already seen them because I've seen that many that I'm pretty
You
sure.
probably have. This is an oldie but a goodie. I think it's actually in their top 20 TikToks.
Really?
Oh, it's
Yeah.
vintage.
It's vintage.
Vintage TikToks, right? Okay.
My toxic trait is wanting to understand and know people's finances and how people afford things. Oh, you've just gone on 4 holidays. How did you afford that? How did you pay for that holiday? Oh my gosh, she's just bought a new bag. How does she afford to get that bag? I'm pretty sure she's a receptionist. How's she affording that? My friend has literally had 5 holidays this year. She's just graduated as a student. She don't come from money. 5 holidays. How are you affording that? Holly, how are you affording that? I sat and asked her down the pub. I was like, how are you affording this at all of these holidays? What are you doing? Who are you talking to get on these holidays? I just want to know how people afford things. She's on a boat. Oh, how did you afford that? I really have to know. It's none of my business, and everyone's got the right to say, get your nose out, but I just have to ask, how do you afford it? How are you affording that? I love it.
Holly, how did you afford
Holly.
that boat, Holly?
I felt seen. Foot pictures.
You're not getting a boat. I know that. Like, it was never
I'm not
you.
making any money off my feet either.
I don't know. The weirder the better. The weirder the
Yeah,
better. I've heard.
Nichefeet.com. Don't tell anyone.
That is vintage. I do remember that one. And I loved it because she's just said what so many of us all think, like the math isn't mathing. We're like, job, parents, lifestyle, boyfriend, activity. Like women are just the best at, like a man wouldn't
Investigative.
think that, I don't think.
No.
I really don't think, tell us if we're thinking any different, guys. If you listen to this and you're like, I absolutely go through that as well, like how do people afford it? But on a banter level, I feel like it's much more of a female thing to assess the situation.
I think that's because we're always thinking about where spending our next thing. I think it's genuinely built in us. We always use this stat: 85% of the world spending is done by women. We're always thinking about spending the next thing all the time. We're always on to our next purchase. We're always telling our friends what our next purchase is. So I feel like, yeah, she is in my brain. I'm always thinking on, especially the world of social media. There's constantly
Oh my
people
God, yeah.
post. You love the stories.
I love
The Instagram stories. Where are you? What restaurant is this?
How much was that?
I
Yes.
saw a really funny TikTok actually of a girl saying, if you're on holiday, you're the best thing on my stories. You need to give influencer vibes. I
Yes.
want like outfit checks. I want food
I agree.
pics. I want scenes. I want people watching.
I
She was
just
like,
want one pic of the sky.
just a parasol, for God's
Take
sake.
pictures of the menus, please.
That's what she said. She said, if you're on holiday, you have a responsibility
Literally.
to influence me, and you are that creator that's on that
Pretend
trip.
you're a TripAdvisor account.
I live vicariously through Lucy's Instagram and socials, 100%. If I took a picture of my meal and you took a picture of my meal, there's a very big difference. Like, I am truly on holiday with my kids with like hands and sticky fingers and everything, and Lucy's literally like, move the glasses out. Alex, move, you've created a shadow. I'm just like, proof of life to all the grandparents. That's what you're getting.
But holidays is a big one because I feel like everyone knows how much they cost nowadays. Like, it's really, really expensive. And there's definitely that bougie era when you've just graduated, where if you have managed to get a job and you've got money for the first time and you've probably still got a bit of a student overdraft, and you just like, it's left your hands before you spent it. And like, definitely when I think back to being a graduate lawyer and the outfits I wore, I had a Valentino skirt. Are you kidding me? Like, I am now 36 and I am not a
Would you wear a
Valentino.
skirt?
Would you wear a skirt? I know, but I was like, Elle Woods, like, she wore a skirt. So like, I was like, I'll show you what Elle Woods can do. Stomp. It was from like, it was from mywardrobe.com in the sale. So I do still remember where I got it from. But yeah, I was wearing Diane von Furstenberg and Valentino.
Do you still have it?
I've got that skirt. I'll bring it
You
in.
need to frame it.
I've got
We'll
the
wear
skirt.
it next
no,
week.
we're all wearing skirts.
I sold some other stuff, obviously, but no, I do still have that skirt. But I just feel like actually my spending was a bit more bougie. But that's not her point. She's more saying like the math isn't mathing. She's going, we all probably have similar jobs, so I probably know roughly what you earn. And even if you earn double, like where is it all coming from?
We all know how people are doing it though.
Credit card.
Yeah.
Credit, yeah. No,
OnlyFans.
100%. No, but it is, yeah, and like credit cards and put it on there. It's 0%. Don't think about it and kind of let it build up. And it's an interesting, but it's also like the cost to go out. Like if you commit to your friends and say we're going to go out for dinner, like we went for a lovely dinner with friends that we used to work with, and they picked a really nice venue, and I was really glad. And I think was it like £85 each, and it was a dinner and some drinks. And I remember at the time going, like, obviously in our budget, there's probably a few hundred for the whole family for the whole month to have meals out, meals like takeaways, coffees, ice creams, whatever the treats are. And I'd in the first day of the budget like blown
Dead.
a quarter of it, and I felt so guilty. But it's just kind of what it cost. It wasn't an expensive night. And if you see this Instagram stories of people like at the latest places,
the sparklers in the champagne bottles.
and the outfits. So it's getting a bit
insane.
It's a bit better nowadays. I feel like when we used to go out, it was a different outfit every night.
One night,
Facebook picture.
one night, one outfit, one pic. Done.
Done. I think people are better nowadays at recycling stuff and re-wearing. But so every night out was from the beauty that you needed to the outfits and so if you saw people out a lot, you would be like, how are they affording it?
They're not.
I wonder every day. Scroll on Instagram like, where'd you get that from?
People
Can't be real.
Lucy's infamous now on TikTok, and we talk about the de-influencing, and every single comment on Lucy's TikTok is, where's your cup from?
Where's your coat?
Where's your cup? Where's your mug from? How you've not put an affiliate link on that coat, I have no idea, because the thousands of people
It'll pay for the next
flood
coat.
the TikTok every day. Lucy's like, I'm doing a TikTok about de-influence and not going into debt and not being influenced to buy things. Where's your Mac from? And then,
So I feel like that TikTok that you showed us is like in everyone's brains. It's our Roman
definitely.
empires. We're all of us always trying to work out how people afford things. So that's a good one to show.
So this dilemma feeds into that a little bit. So the title is My Best Friend is Living Way Beyond Her Means. So I'm writing in on behalf of my friend who is out of control. Out is in capitals.
She shouted it.
I've grown super close to a colleague on my team, and we've turned from work besties to real life besties. Seems as we're on the same team, I know how much she earns. Spoiler, it's the same as me. Which isn't a bad salary, but it's nothing crazy. Since we've been getting closer, we spend time together outside of work, and I've gotten a glimpse into her reality. Let's just say it's excessive. I don't know how I haven't noticed before, but she drives a brand new Range Rover. Defo on finance. She rents a gorgeous house, and I know that she goes out every single weekend ordering champagne and sitting in booths, as I can see from her Instagram story.
Evidence, receipts.
She's always away on expensive holidays, and I just don't know how she does it. I can't quite believe the lifestyle she's living, and it's blowing my mind. How does she afford it, and am I being way too stingy on myself? I just can't help but wonder. You and us all.
you and us all.
It's so interesting, isn't it, to think she's like, am I being too stingy on myself? Well, the numbers will show that. So you should, every month we should be putting something towards one of our financial goals and working to grow that as much as possible. So every month making sure that we're not just spending everything that comes in, but especially not spending more than comes in, because if you're doing that, you're using credit to do it. And we never know what's going on because people portray a social media image. We never know what's going on behind the scenes. She could have, money from parents or from family and I've known people get money from family and they've not got a good relationship, and it's just kind of, it's they'd rather have a better relationship and not the support from family, but they have that. She could be stressed out every single day, wondering how she's going to pay her bills, but she wants to maintain this image of like, I'm doing okay. And it's a really interesting one. Like, I don't think she's kind of over worrying for something that's not her problem. So I don't think she should carry this, like, not guilt, but this responsibility to raise it with her. But one tip that I've seen before that works quite well is, starting to talk to our friends more openly about money, starting to make comments like, isn't it expensive to go out? Like, isn't it? Or like, aren't holidays getting really expensive? Which they are, by the way. If you start to make conversations with your friends, normalizing that money's tough and life's tough and it's hard to balance the budget, she may reveal how she could afford it. Not that it's any of your business, but she may do. Or she may go, do you know what? You're so right. Like, she could be in a whole load of debt and have a load of pressure, but not feel that she can like reveal this because she's got an image to maintain.
Yeah, I feel like the best way to kind of start talking about money with friends is talking about your goals, because it kind of attaches it to something else. Like, I really want to go traveling. Like, this is how I'm going to save. Like, I'm going to have to cut back on all of the drinks. Like,
yeah, be a little bit vulnerable. Like, you open the door to vulnerability. If someone might like then mirror it and be like, actually, yeah, I'm really struggling. It was really you don't want to be judgy because it could come across as judgy or jealous to be like, why, how, you know. But I think like you say, if you can share a bit of vulnerability, like, how expensive are holidays now? Like, it's da-da-da.
And you can have a bit of banter with it, like saying, like, what do we say? Judith Chalmers, you're a certain age. You get to know what that means. It means you've got a holiday lot.
Lucy looks dead.
You just aged me. Lydia, do you know who Judith Chalmers is? Oh my God.
Oh God.
So I like Jane McDonald.
Jane McDonald.
It is a bit like Jane.
Yeah, she is a bit like Jane without the singing. Not as fun.
She's like the OG television travel presenter. So she used to be on holiday all the time. So in the north, you would go, who do you are, Judith Chalmers? Because you're on holiday again. So we need to find a more relatable.
Alex Earl.
Actually, yeah, Alex Earl. But you know, you can have that safe and sensitive banter. The other thing is, she may have some great money hacks. She may be like,
ask for some tips.
I am borrowing clothes from my friends and we switch it round. I am never paying for a drink. I'm
literally.
I was about to say, you think she's paying for a drink, that champagne. She's not paying for the champagne.
Yeah, no. Or it's like, maybe she's got a good Insta following. She's saying, I'll promote your place. Whatever it is, I'd be really interested to. Actually, she may be absolutely fine and be really savvy, because honestly, the girls that go out a lot sometimes know their stuff. They know
it's
the
their
hacks.
priority. Like, they know what they like to do.
Yeah, we're here for the hacks and tips. So
definitely.
I do want the receipts though.
To know where, literally.
I always do. It's my favourite thing. I'm like, how much did you actually spend on that night out, and how much is actually in your bank account?
Yeah.
Like the TikTok,
once you kind of get that first little opening from her, you'll probably
she's going to tell all. And when she does, can you tell us?
Yeah. And do you know what? There's a real issue with like influencers getting so much gifted, and so like experiences that the Alex Earls of the world are not paying for everything they're doing. It's being gifted. And then the next layer down is the people that try and match that lifestyle, but they're literally paying for everything. And there's a massive gap. So yeah, great dilemma. And I hope that, the little light, gentle vulnerability tips or a little bit of banter, and let's see what she says.
So I've got another little community win. So Financielle is literally life-changing. I have a realistic budget, savings and an emergency fund. I also have balanced security and a long-term plan. My husband and I are finally aligned on how to manage our money and can talk about it openly without conflict. We've been using the Financielle playbook for 18 months. Our net worth has more than doubled and we'll be debt-free in less than 2 years' time.
Amazing. I love it when couples do it together, because obviously everyone might know us as like a female-focused platform and brand, but actually we help loads of men and couples together, and that's where the magic happens. When two people can come together, put all that income in, go and create some financial goals and follow the plan, like magic literally happens.
Also, this is an OG Financielle user. So she's 18 months in. Yeah. That is someone who has been working this plan for a long time. That's relentless. That's so impressive. And you know what? I like how she feels good. It's all about how you feel.
Me too. The balance. I feel like that's the most important thing. Feeling balance.
Yeah.
Amazing.
The money's great, but feeling that financial wellness piece is so important.
Nothing beats it. Mm-hmm. So if you want to give us your wins, head to the Financielle Community in the app or email us at thevault@financielle.com. Time for another dilemma.
Let's go in.
So I can't afford to be a bridesmaid. Wedding season is coming up.
Ding dong.
Hi girls, I feel like I'm in such a conundrum about this, so please help. My close friend asked me to be a bridesmaid for her wedding in June. Back in December, they decided to scrap their countryside wedding for a destination wedding in Capri, Italy. Stunning.
I mean,
she's been on Pinterest a little bit too much.
She's been watching the Kardashians.
You stole my wedding singer. You stole my wedding country.
It'll never get old.
I'm so happy for them, but as soon as they broke the news, my stomach dropped as I just knew I wouldn't be able to afford it. For context, I'm a single mum and I'm doing okay for myself and my son, but with rising costs, things are starting to get a little bit tight when it comes to money. I've been saving for the past year to go on the hen do, which is a trip to Spain in early April.
Hi, Ethan.
Big spender. I've covered my flights and accommodation, but I know the group going on the hen don't do things by half. I already know they'll be ordering expensive drinks, spending days at fancy beach clubs and eating at high-end restaurants, as they should do on her hen do, but it's just not my lifestyle and I simply cannot afford it. I hope this doesn't sound bad, but I was excited for the hen do to be over so my money would feel less tight and I could enjoy life a little bit more with my son. But now I'm expected to book a flight to Italy, which already costs more than my monthly food bill. How do I approach this situation? I really don't want to have to rely on a credit card, as I've been there before and do not want to go back.
I feel so sorry for her. I feel so many people are in this situation or have been, and I get the feeling when she said, I just want it to be over, then I can be like financially well again, and I don't have to worry about it anymore. And so sad. She's wishing it all away. But
and then it flipped from the country wedding to the Capri one, which
in such short time, like short notice for all the guests.
They've obviously got a budget that's just when you get married. I think we talked about in a previous episode. It like money literally flies out the window.
Yeah,
and I feel like you do get a little bit. You could get a little bit tunnel vision when it comes to your wedding and what you want everybody else to do, but it just doesn't work like that.
You never know, it might be cheaper for the wedding to be in Capri and be like 20 of them than like a 200 person or 100 person UK countryside wedding. What would be really cool, like not cool, but what would be really interesting is, could you pull out the hen do? So with travel, it's really difficult. If you've already paid for like flights and accommodation and if there's no, like, there might be a cancellation fee, and she goes, actually, I can only do one of these. Yes. And I would say, it sounds like the hen do's not her thing. She's going for a friend.
No,
Like she's like taking one for the team and saying like, that is hen do's. Like I've been on some hen do's that like are right up my street and some that are a little bit left field, but you just kind of embrace it. The wedding's obviously like,
priority.
She'd probably prefer to go to. She doesn't say, but it sounds like that might be a bit more of her street. Like Capri, you can make your own thing there rather than it being like, we're doing this event and this event and this event. And I wonder if that's an option.
I like that angle rather than saying no to both, because you want to be a good friend. So she's obviously really worried about what this person thinks.
She doesn't say she doesn't want to go either.
Absolutely not. I love the angle of, look, I'm really happy for you and I want to be involved. So that's like number one. Mm-hmm. And the third thing isn't, so I'm not coming. It's, I can pick one. You know, I'm a single mum. I've already stretched my budget and I've been committed to putting this money away. So it's not like she's doing the day before she's cancelling because she's realising it's too expensive and letting the friend down. She can show, I've been saving up for a month, like I was a year. I've been totally committed to come in. I'm going to pick one or the other. Which would you prefer? I would prefer to come to Capri because it's when you're going to get married, and I don't want to feel like a burden that you spend. A bit of honesty, it really does go a long way.
Well, I was just about to say with honesty, because if she can't do that and if that's not an option, I would look where in your budget can you make the wedding work without it making you feel like, because like when you're a single mum as well, the pressure, you feel such pressure to put your child first and to not overspend. Like you don't want to be going over to Capri and then they can't, have a new bed or go do activities and stuff because everything's expensive when you have children.
Pay the rent at the end of the month. It's on you, isn't it? As a single parent,
there's a lot of pressure.
You're looking around. There's nobody else.
So I wonder if what amount of money do you think does she think would be appropriate and that would make her feel okay about spending it? And she could go to them and say, I don't think I'm going to be able to do the wedding. This is all I can afford. This is all I can afford. And they may help pay for it, not load. Like if you want someone to be there, just like how you pay for makeup and you pay for dresses and you pay for this, it might be for like a couple of £100 as part of an overall big wedding budget. You could afford to pay for the flights for your friend who's your best friend for a long time. Mm-hmm. Not that I think she should ask, can you pay for me to go? Because I can't afford, because we're British and we would never do that. I would never.
Just the transparency opens up the conversation. Honesty and transparency when it comes to money and affordability will get you very far.
Yeah, it will do.
Definitely.
It will do.
Surely there needs to be some unwritten rules about weddings abroad.
Or written rules.
Written ones. Do you think there should be like a guide? There should be a Bible. But it's It is really, really difficult. I've said this before. I had a destination wedding and constantly overthought about who could and couldn't afford to come. And I had a friend come from Australia,
Wow.
one of my best friends, and I kept doing the thing. And I hope she didn't think I didn't want her to come. I kept going, you don't have to come. You really don't have to come. You can bring your 1-year-old for like a year around the, and she's from England. So she came this way. They didn't actually go to England. They came all the way to Portugal just for our wedding. And it was just the nicest thing she could have done, but I never would have expected it from her. And she was great on the dance floor, so I'm glad she came as well.
She was a great time.
She was great fun. But
Great asset.
There's that. She made the pictures. But it is that pressure of you want to do what you want to do for you for the wedding, selfishly. But you also, like, I've seen some really funny TikToks. It's usually American girls that are quite good at it going, oh, you're getting married. Oh, the hen do's in Vegas, yeah. Oh, but then there's a bridal shower in Mexico. Oh, okay. And then the wedding's in Jamaica, right? Okay. Well, just adding it all up. Yeah, can't wait. And so, it's a tough one. I hope she gets the right outcome.
I hope she goes to Capri.
I know.
Live the best
And
life.
can you put it on your Instagram stories, please?
Yeah,
please?
document it, please. So that's it for today. Any final words before we close the vault?
Or just, I think honesty will help in so many money conversations, especially with its people that you're in a really safe space with. So please don't overthink having that conversation, because if someone is a good friend, no matter what the situation we're talking, I feel like they'll listen to it, and it's much better than keeping things in and you over stressing and worrying because you've got enough on your plate.
Definitely. Okay, I'm going to close the vault. Don't forget to invite your friends into the vault and share this podcast. Send over your dilemmas via email or voice note to thevault@financielle.com. Just a disclaimer, the vault is a chat around life and money, and we are not giving financial advice.